My name is John Lohr, and I'm a student with CGP, the Cooperstown Graduate Program, class of 2011. We designed an exhibit called Building Futures, which is now on view at the New York State Historical Association's library. These following images are of our exhibit. We designed this video to go along with the Building Futures exhibit. As a premier program in museum studies, we continue to shape the field of museums. This following video will share with you our one-of-a-kind museum studies program. Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Farmers Museum.
Colonial Williamsburg.
The Newark Museum. A birthday party for me at the American Museum of Natural History.
In a small Eskimo village called Anaktuvuk Pass, Alaska.
Eleanor Roosevelt's Valkill.
The Birmingham Civil Rights Institute. We've been studying civil rights for about 6 weeks up to this point. So they knew names, they knew about the struggles, they knew about the atrocities, but it was completely made real to them.
It was so wonderful to be able to see the pictures that I had seen in books in person.
And she had this bowl of wet breadcrumbs and then a raw turkey, and she kept stuffing the stuffing into the raw turkey and then licking her fingers and doing it again. And I just remember being like 6 or 7 and horrified at what was happening at that age.
As a little kid, the docent asking me to go across the room and bring a bed warmer over.
Museums really became something living and breathing to me then, because there was this personal connection to a past, and it just seemed like I was able to physically step out of the present and into the past.
Perspective. Perspective on history, perspective on art, on science. Children gain perspective about life in general from children's museums, and it puts everything in context in the world that we live in.
For education, for learning about issues, for discussing issues.
It really helps you expand your world.
It's not sitting at a desk and memorizing dates or facts or styles, but instead it's a place where people and things and ideas can all come together.
It's where they can go and learn about what's going on in the world, or just be quiet and relax. It's safe to be there, and it's enjoyable, but it's also educational.
Learning, pleasure, inspiration. They're our window to the lives and struggles and achievements of the people that came before us.
Whether you want to learn something, you want to engage yourself, or you just have to go to the bathroom.
It's the best of both worlds. It's a chance to have fun and be entertained, but still come away learning something new about a topic or being engaged in a topic that you'll want to go learn more about once you leave the museum.
Raise revenues by renting space to different social agencies. At the time, it seemed to me like that was stealing away from their mission. I came to understand as I grew older and wiser that that was the wisest thing they could have done.
CGP's reputation, well, it brings students along to become museum professionals in every regard, and they go on to influence the field and shape the field of museum.
Because I'm interested in a bunch of different areas. I'm indecisive, so I didn't have to decide. I could learn about museum administration while doing material culture, and that really appealed to me.
Cooperstown Graduate Program offers an array of courses that teach you about all different aspects of museum work. I think there's a place for everyone here, and with that comprehensive view of museums, I think we're going to be the best museum leaders possible.
It kind of feels like, to me, a big family, which is nice, the actual atmosphere of it.
I think I like the fact that I got what I was shown. That I came interview weekend, that I did my research, and when I got here I wasn't surprised. I knew exactly what I was getting, and that's something that I've enjoyed.
You're going through school, but you're not the first. Like, many people have gone before you, and now they're out in the field, and you can always call them for help and advice, or they might even help you find a job in the future.
Cooperstown Graduate Program is phenomenal. One of the things that is especially wonderful about it is that it gives the students experiences of all different kinds.
There would be just an unbelievable amount of opportunities provided for me if I came here.
Like no other. It provides the best possible professional preparation for a life in museums.
More than anything, it was the hands-on practical experience that I was going to get, and so far that's been my favorite part.
Lake Otsego. It's right out there. It's beautiful. Being from Minnesota, I need a lake right in my backyard, and there definitely is one here.
Like the collaborative aspect that the program really relies on.
You're working with your class the whole way through the program.
It's really an amazing place. There's no other program like it. There's no other academic department like it. It gave me personally the opportunity to combine two things that I love deeply and very interested in: history and museums.
Space.
The word space is really good.
Oh, space. Just space.
One of the really exciting things is going to be a gallery space. So the program will actually have a place for the creations of the students, exhibitions and other things.
Classrooms that are set up for technology. Look out at the beautiful lake here in Cooperstown and just, think about the future and relax.
I gotta say, I'm most looking forward to the chairs. They have plugged the chairs at every opportunity and they look great.
Here we're having smart boards.
We're going to have a student lounge called the Pink Flamingo Lounge.
I think it's great that it is going to be a green building, and I think it's just going to do a lot to help move CGP into the 21st century.
I think it mostly will happen through people. In my experience, the best history has come out of conversations with visitors, with my coworkers.
I would love to see museums become more of a place where people want to gather and want to stay for more than an hour and have more experiences than just seeing the exhibit.
How can we get what we maintain and collect and store so well? How can we get that in a real life experience into the hands of individuals who want to know more about us?
An experience that is authentic, that raises questions, that makes you talk to whomever you are visiting there with, and when you leave you feel satisfied and happy, kind of like you've just had a good meal.
By really making a connection to the problems that they're facing today and to issues that are important to them.
Different museums that meet smaller needs than a large encyclopedic museum.
There's a lot about museums that I would not want to change, and that that experience of going back in time is something that I hope we can always present to our museum goers.
Using the advancing technology to make our cultural and intellectual resources available ever more broadly to folks.
We're here to serve the public, and if the public wants a more interactive museum, then that's what we should give them.
They have to be flexible enough to be able to maintain their historic continuity with the past, while at the same time continuing to serve the needs of the public.
Kinds of different things, including, Facebook and social media, traditional exhibits, traditional programs, new kinds of programs.
Museums are going to a place that's more focused around dialogue and collaboration with the public.
Becoming more an essential part of the community instead of just kind of something that people go to on vacation.
Museums have got to be more audience focused. They've really got to serve the needs of the communities that they're in and really provide exhibitions and programs that people want to see.
Going back into the community and figuring out what they need and what's important for the community to move forward as a community.
Museums have to take on community service, not just by word of mouth and not just by offering events and educational programming. I think we really have to do community service and take a real role in education.
They need to keep listening to visitor feedback and look at their demographics and serve the public that they have and reach out to the ones that they don't. If that is by changing their mission, then I feel that that's appropriate.
I see them as organizations that can really help build communities.
By the time I leave here, I'll be prepared for anything that a museum could throw at me.
Cooperstown Graduate Program
trained creative,
entrepreneurial
museum leaders committed to programs
for the public good. It's a real public service mission. The public service part is the important part.